is your initial operator selections. Denial bringing out the new Capcan, first time for North America since the changes. And he will, of course, have those slightly tougher to spot traps. No spike anymore, slightly harder to see.
And did
laser, and it was.
It worked today on, yeah, I think on Cafe definitely, and then did it work on Consulate as well? I think just Cafe.
Yeah, I didn't see it get a direct kill on Consulate, but
Cafe
there were a couple of situations where it caused a death.
Right. It's a, but Cafe is probably the perfect map, if I didn't hate that map enough already. Perfect map for Capcan traps, because it's kind of got that reddish-orange backdrop to it, and, or backdrop to it, and then like those red carpets that are periodically all over the place. It's it's funny that there's it's a lot harder to see on that map. So, on Oregon, there are a couple of spots where it's like that one specifically being the red corridor at the back of the back of the basement. It's a pretty common spot, however, for you to place Capcan traps. However, when you're running this bomb site, I don't expect to see any in there. So, kitchen and dining room selection for Denial to kick things off. Commonly known as an awful bomb site. But they gone ahead and picked it. For a similar reason to that of most of the border bomb sites, to be fair, because you've got this doorway which you just cannot do anything to defend against. And then you blow this wall open as attackers, and this entire room and this window is just ACOG heaven, and sure enough you can get in, it's a free plant here in this little corner, and job done, it's a free defend. Right.
Denial, however, got a plan up their sleeve for dealing with that. What could it be? Let's find out.
Headshots, probably.
Yeah, so straight up, Fighter goes up to the tower above. BCK with that Ironside MP7.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Cracks himself a tiny little hole, using the angle to make sure it's not too big and too obvious.
And of course, little broken particles are client side in this game, so
Drone up.
That's a bummer.
And as he does get Astonished pushing up onto him, Astonished will land the opening shots, but just cracks open the window without actually touching BCK. BCK hits him a little bit on himself, but is now hiding from the drones. He's got to be cautious with his ammo here. Hides away from Vanguard's drone there, and now Astonished actually goes and switches up onto his own one. But as he really peeks around, Astonished has come off his drone and gets a quick, successful headshot. Now he's in the floor above, and this is another reason this bomb site is considered awful. These floors are destructible.
Yeah, a lot of destructible floor.
And while they can't hit the bomb site themselves, they can stop any kind of rotates and hit the corridors next into it and close by. Ghost Riddle taken very, very low as he was cracking open the doorway from outside, but Fighter has finally picked up the first kill for defense, and it is on Blackbeard, which is a great target, but he will be traded straight back out with a nice shot from Thermite. Vandal also himself very, very low for it, but still keeping the man advantage and taking down that roaming Jaeger means now all they've got to do is deal with the players inside the site. Killer sitting here with his shotgun, holding out towards the door. Havoc has used a smoke charge out already. He doesn't have C4 either, as he is a man just using barbed wire. Thermite, note by the way, has just jumped off the roof to get revived and successfully done so. Ghost Riddle is now going to go up there and I suspect do the same thing. Oh, there it is. And he's going to come back up at 50 health, so giving himself plenty of time and making sure they use it to get as much health out of their players as possible. Powerful reposition back now in towards the bomb site, and he's got himself a laser in hand, a lot of people call it, considering the recoil on this gun. Ghost Riddle tries to peek into it, but he does not control it well enough.
No laser for him.
Recoil pulled up just above Ghost Riddle's head, enough time for him to peek out and kill him. Havoc's now is cautious of the shots coming in from behind him. That means Killer is now alone here in the front site. Still prone behind this desk, dodging away from the Twitch drone, which he didn't think saws him. Now he sees him, kills it out, but Astonished is coming very close. He's going to try and C4 up and over. Can he blow it up before going down? Nope. Peppered from all sides. The desk, of course, is penetrable. And now Havoc has to deal with 4 players and stop the plant. Prints in to throw his smoke, lands right next to Astonished, and it's a free kill for the attacking team. And I can't help but feel that that's exactly what we expected to go down, to be fair. Admittedly, 2 of the people they lost very early on were roamers, so nothing to do with the way I displayed before, but the result's the same. Once those 2 roamers were dead, what did they do? They blew open the wall, they swarmed the room, and they just had complete coverage and sightlines over every defender trying to come their way, and shock enough, they get the kills on.
Right, you don't need to open much. On top of it leading so quickly to the outside versus the other bomb sites, you don't need to open a whole lot before that whole room becomes a easy killing field from big ranges, where ARs have a huge advantage.
So, time now for the defense, the no rook defense from PickYourPoison, something they are still holding on to firm.
Sadly.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
To be fair, neither did Denial. Something else they are also doing. But they are going to a more standardized bomb site in the basement. PickYourPoison. Reinforcing the trapdoors up front, then they've got that castle. When we've seen teams run castle on this map, there's two places you set it up. You either use it all up this back end, where Blood and Glory currently is, and use it to slow down any potential rush in towards B, or this is the other option, which could be happening now that we see these trapdoors blown open. Use it to barricade yourself inside the meeting room, and then lock up the front end, and then use these trapdoors to rotate down.
5 seconds to go.
So we'll see. He is currently using it, one there.
Attackers
One of them, I don't know if I like the back tower stairs one, because that's going to block his own team's rotate down.
Right.
A little bit. Interesting. So we do have Astonished and Vandal in the back tower, Ghost Ruler in the meeting room, Neptune's right up front, main A-bomb, and Blood and Glory here looking underneath this barricade towards construction. As it is, Denial are sending two people in that way, but they have droned in first to check for them.
Especially by leaving that open, wide open, where he's castled under the stairs, I feel it makes pushing as an attacker more difficult because you have to check the corner of the stairs in case somebody's camping there. You have to check that opening of the crap you can kind of see through. And you have to be worried about somebody just laying down prone way in the back down the hallway and nibbling at your feet the whole time coming down. Yeah. By casting it off, you give them the ability to clear out the stairs, clear out that general area, and make sure it's safe before they even deal with opening the door.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah, I think you can be shot from quite a distance when you're on those stairs if that's not castled.
Right.
It's just normal wooden reinforce. See, can still work. Astonished being chased by drones through and out of the meeting room. The other thing here is that meeting room entrance is now completely wide open and free for attackers to sprint into.
Yep.
From two angles at once, and shocker, they can nuke people in there. We'll see. Vandal still in the back tower. Ghost Rider at the front end. Now him and Astonished, obviously the people there trying to stop these rushes in, and those two shotguns will do it very well if they can, if they try it. But it means they're a little bit exposed from behind. Denial have got good coverage over the front end of the map. EMP's going down on towards the Thermite trap. Thermite is going to plant his charge and get away with it. No push forward here from Valkyrie. Flashbang down into the corridor. Does force Smoke to back away and fall in towards the B site as he flashbangs himself. But Killer then will pick up the first kill on Astonished as he hedges too far around the corner. Sees Smoke in this back corner and he gets a good headshot. BCK well controlled. There's a lot of shots. That Recon is going to want to pull itself up and he hedges away from it well. Gets into the front stairs now. Will start making his way through all of this barbed wire. Got Killer now watching it, making sure no one rushes towards him and no one's close already as he edges down the stairs with the diffuser in hand. From here he can get up onto that little washer on the right hand side and begin the plant in safety. Blood and Glory is going to be the man that has to contest him as he comes around. Can he land the important shot? So will this plant go down? I think if it does, there's no chance for PickYourPoison to secure this. BCK comes around, does take a little bit of a beating, but nothing too serious. Ash upstairs has taken a lot from Valkyrie, but traded back as well. BCK comes in, he does get the headshot. Blood and Glory, it's important, but he now has to run away. Havoc still on the top floor. Down at the bottom of the stairs, the rest of them ran to safety after Blood and Glory picked up the first kill, which allowed him back onto the shelf. But now Jaeger's come back down the back stairs as well. But Buck down. Fighter picks up one kill, picks up the diffuser, who's now in the corner and has to go for the diffuse, and Powerful's up top, firing down onto Jaeger's head. Denial, a little bit scrappy, but with the superior numbers they've had, have enough men left alive to secure the round.
Easy.
They are running double, potentially triple shotgun again. Be surprised what PCK is doing. It's interesting that they are running mute because no one ran in before the change. Now the change has come in. That isn't a change, it is just a graphical change. And then now people are starting to run him again. So
maybe somehow word hasn't caught around to the whole Pro League that it's in fact.
That would be amazing.
It would be very upsetting to learn that myself, but I can't see any other reason why they would all of a sudden take him unless they think that the the actual visual
Attackers
circle
need to locate and
is
defuse
indicative
as
of
many bombs as they can.
any change.
I mean, is that or just him being changed made them think about where he would be useful and then realize actually even without the change he has a couple of useful places on this map? I mean, we have seen a couple of times in the past. Yeah, this was what I was about to say. This is the only time I think I've seen a mute jammer successfully deployed to stop anything. Put it on top of there and it stops the thermite charge for about a whole 3 seconds before Thatcher then EMPs it.
Right.
But it's
Thatcher's
so rarely
taken a
done that
lot
it catches
less
people
now.
by surprise. And yes, Thatcher is taking a lot less now, in specifically not taken in this
10
case. So in
seconds.
actual fact, that mute jammer could stay there for quite a while.
5 seconds
Right,
to go.
because you can't shoot through anywhere else on the floor. You can't. The only time they can shoot is by getting down to the bottom of the stairs and exposing themselves to a lot of different angles of
Locate
fire.
and defuse
I'm
the bomb.
pretty sure it can't even be Twitch droned at the angle that it's
Attackers
sitting
drop
on.
the
It can't
diffuser.
be seen and spectated. But I'm pretty sure it's hidden just enough
Right,
that
if
it
it's
can't
ris-
angle up.
it's back enough from
Yeah.
the sink. I can't remember where
Maybe.
he put it, but if it is back enough from
See
the
it
sink,
when
then yeah.
Havoc turns it around. Give me a freeze frame or something. Oh, watch elsewhere as Fighter is in the back of the meeting hall tower and is giving himself some kill holes all the way along the front top, looking in towards the entrance of meeting. Mute himself is running the MP5K, not a shotgun, and is inside meeting itself. Waiting for the assault that will be coming their way in a moment. Killer checking downstairs. Buck is there above him in armory. Well, of course, we have to crack holes in the floor and look down in a moment. Havoc is still creating rotate holes down in the basement.
Loading new magazine.
There we go. And through he goes. There's the gem. I think actually Twitter might just about be able to get underneath that if he can get close enough, but we'll see. Blood and Glory is taking a little bit of damage up through this hole he made thanks to Killer being underneath it with the shotgun.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
He already peeked down a couple of times. Grenades head on down and do take out one of the 2 barbed wires. Now we have Ash peeking down there. She will shoot the same spot that's just been grenaded twice, so yes, that barbed wire is really dead. Now Killer takes out that drone. Twitch is already taking a bit of a beating here as well now. You needed a drone, you need to make sure she stays alive, boys. A lot of pressure being put on the front. Another great grenade going to come down the front stairs. Ghost Riddle doesn't touch anything with it again. Ash once more inside is now having the drone go down. Neptune's will be the first one. Immediately killed out with the Frost. So there we go. That mute jammer is not being killed with that. So I'm just coming down here and shooting it. And now you've got to fight up against Killer's shotgun to do just that. Smoker's coming down, he punches forward, does miss a lot of important shots though, and Ash will survive, but now Havoc and BCK are there to help out. BCK peeks out from behind and picks up the one man. Neptune's actually peeked into Meeting Hall. Havoc's, while staying downstairs, picked up a kill or 2 on the front stairs, just the one in fact, onto Sledge, who was coming down behind Ash. Revives Killer afterwards, and he's now back to holding the same spot with 40 seconds on the clock. Blood and Glory still droning down here for Pick Your Poison. Astonish picks up 1 kill onto Fighter. Now he's sending Thermite down. He's the man with the diffuser, and he goes straight into Havoc's, and that's a free one for him. Now Ash is going to come down, picking up again. Killer's close to the right-hand side. This time he won't die. Sorry, won't survive, Astonished. He now looks to shoot
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
in towards the Frost Traps and will be killed by the next man to peek. Blood and Glory now trying to take that fight, but 2 are there at the same time. And Denial do hold it successfully. Ash doing what she can. Downed Killer once, killed him the second time over, but just too many other people down there. Dealing with one person isn't enough when there's 3 in.
All right, and ultimately the whole mute idea worked pretty well for him.
Yeah.
Forcing them down the stairs. They didn't. I mean, they didn't really put pressure anywhere else to divert attention, and give them that opportunity to at least get down there and just shoot the stupid thing. But even still, made it incredibly difficult to do that.
So Denial successfully holding that floor with that standard play you talked about, which was just doing the way they wanted to. And the way we're used to. And just outgunning the attacking team.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
And just outweighting the grenade spam that came down ultimately too. Pick Your Poison now then, onto defense of that floor again themselves. Down into the basement. Last time they did it by, oh god, holding the
not
meeting
by that.
hall strong.
They didn't do it by doing that.
No, they didn't. Ghost Riddle making a hole between the bathroom and the kitchen, and in doing so, was it upstairs? Yeah, upstairs.
Oh my
Pulse was
god.
right above his C4
Oh,
and he
jeez.
blew him away.
Seconds to go.
I was looking, I was like, where's the body? I didn't see a body, and then realized that.
That's
yeah.
at least a little bit
5
more
seconds
acceptable.
left
That's
before
just very unlucky.
Yeah,
But-
knowing that he was exactly on top of it at that point is very unlucky.
Attackers recovered the bomb
I
diffuser.
thought he just killed him on the other side of the bathroom, in which case, very terrible mistake. But that's a bummer.
Bomb located by attackers.
So they begin their setup downstairs with just 4 then, and they will stay properly downstairs. Ghost Rider has made a couple of kill holes in through that gap instead of a crawl hole this time. Blood and Glory castling up the construction entrance again, and those same 2 doors, giving himself this little room to just maze himself around. While the other 3 players are focusing on the front end of the map. Ghost Riddle going a little bit up the stairs and edging back down after placing barbed wire. Powerful coming in from one end. Fighter going to drone in from kitchen and sees that this hole has been blown. Just go in and check what's around there instead. Finds out it's clear. BCK double checking with the drone too, and now Havoc is making his way in to the very front. Starts spraying the door open outside the main lobby entrance. Above, Buck is once again cracking holes in the floor and giving themselves an opening down into the stairwell. Minute 45 in the clock, they still got all the time in the world, and by now they will realise that they are alone on this floor. You start taking out the barbed wire, and there we go. Opening up the trapdoor too. Smoke grenades edging on in. Will immediately yank it out the first 2, but now they are clear. Now the flashbangs can go in. They're the ones that are going to do the real work. Open the wall at the backside, but we smoked off themselves by Neptunes here in the laundry closet. Minute 10. Not really making much progress downstairs yet. Got no sightlines in onto anyone through that trapdoor. Killer will start spraying into the closet, but Blood and Glory edges up to the corridor at just the wrong moment. Fighter still spraying through the trapdoor. It's close to JD's feet, but not close enough that he could be hit. He's also covered by a lot of the smoke here. As Ghost Riddle head towards the front again as well. Now they're coming in with the drones. Find JD in that front corner. Ghost Riddle is right there on the plant spot. They do see him. Oh, there's the headshot. Careful not running in front of each other as the feet are now exposed from JD, and the shots are going to rattle off of his toes. He gets low as Havoc sprints down the front stairs, and with a combination of both, he is done and dusted. Blood and Glory taken out by Killer as he peeks. Blood and Glory takes out Killer as he peeks up the corridor. Gets back into safety as well, but has taken over half his health of damage. Havoc drops in and is straight down into drop from Neptunes, but a good kill for Blood and Glory on the second one will be answered by a quick return. Now Neptunes comes around the corner, but ultimately nice before aiming down sights. And Powerful continues pushing forward. Neptune's just a little bit edgy, trying to push his buttons all too quick. We'll pay the price.
Rippy dippy. Overall, pretty sloppy push from Denial on that one, but it was we did definitely see the mistakes made once the trapdoor was open. Once the smokes ran out, Denial quickly cut every single person that was visually available to pieces through that drop down.
And on top of that, once they cracked it open, it's like, alright, taken a while. There wasn't no crazy aggressive push because we can't see anyone. It's alright, well, we can't see anyone now. Let's drone them. Let's make sure we can find them. Let's figure out where they were. And then, as you say, each one then just stepped out of that spot running away from the drone and got cut down as they became aware.
Right.
Attackers need to locate and defuse.
We have seen it happen in the past where a team thinks they're safe and thinks, alright, well, we've got in here. This is super easy. We can now get downstairs. I can't see anyone. They must be in weird spots. And down they charge. And sure enough, they get cut to pieces. And they still took their time, figured out where the defenders were, despite them not being immediately apparent. Didn't get overly confident. So, Denial back into a normal bomb site then, onto the top floor, cracking reinforcements up by the armory, sealing off the attic completely here. Havoc's doing a double reinforcement. Killer sealing off the walk-in wardrobe as well. Powerful currently sitting inside the kid's bedroom. They've also blown a walk hole.
Attackers must locate and defuse the
But
bomb.
they blew it to where they did, because that's destroyed the cabinet. The cabinet is normally bulletproof and impenetrable, which actually works out in the defender's favor quite often. They destroyed it, yeah, rather than making the hole closer to the right-hand side and leaving it intact. So we'll see if they use it. As is though, they begin their setup comfortably. We've got Killer in the kid's bedroom, we've got BCK and Powerful, both actually in a very similar spot here, right behind A in the corridor, watching the back stairs. BCK is creating a kill hole in towards the small bedroom, but we'll be okay. Havoc's at master bedroom and Fighter in armory then. As we do see flashbangs and EMPs coming in towards the small double bedroom. BCK is a little bit cautious about where it is he's got to go, of course, because grenades and flashbangs were flying in that direction. Neptunes is droning on the back tower now. Ghost Riddle still nading up the back stairs. We'll throw a grenade up first, and he does hit Powerful. Uses it as cover just to sledge away that barbed wire, but actually gets away with a down for it, and does half health to Powerful on, BCK on Bandit as well.
Drone spinning up.
Continues to drone up the stairs as he's finding more barbed wire there. Sees that the Bandit is still just around the corner. We'll go to grenade on up, and then sledge it again. Sledge the next one. Gets up to the top of the stairs as Bandit sprinted away. Does spray into the bedroom at the far end, but nowhere actually near hitting anyone. Then up through the floor where he's used those grenades to push people off. He also gave himself a little angle to peek through.
Cheeky little spot there.
Governs it safe as Blood and Glory will drone in for him around in that same spot. Realize there's no one there. BCK now down here next to the walk-in wardrobe. Fighter picking up the first kill on Bandit with Havoc as he tries to peek above Attic. Gets taken down with just about the last bullet from Blood and Glory and then finished off by Ghost Riddles. They do trade 1-for-1, but BCK has been downed at the same time now here and is inside that little wardrobe, or that little bedroom, writhing in pain. Astonished is downstairs, still looking for some kind of angle underneath. Fighter did pick up one kill here in armory, but is now holding that angle into master bedroom tightly. Powerful inside A and Killer inside the kid's bedroom. Still holding tight angles and waiting. No one opened those windows behind Killer now. Thatcher will finish off BCK. He threw his life away to get information, and they do now know that Thatcher is still outside there. That gives Killer a chance to know that he's in the right spot for a little bit longer. But after getting that kill, he's ran away. There's one at either of these windows. Astonished shows himself and does just about survive Killer's spray and return with the kill for himself. As they take down Powerful from the window outside, they're now looking to line up a Fighter, and Fighter does take that with two.
Line right up for him.
He's now got to find two more. One of them is Ash. The diffuser does go down and she's immediately firing, but what a shot from Astonished. Fighter had the good makings for it, but couldn't seal the deal at the end.
It's a pretty good effort though.
Yeah. Handed to him on a bit of a silver platter with the lineup, but still, got to make sure the aim is true to make it work.
I like that they did go for the trade. They just got a little too close to each other on the trade to kind of just hit them both.
So 2 rounds to 1 still in favor of Denial since the remake. 3 rounds to 2 in total for the score, but it's going to be good for Pick Your Poison's confidence getting that one back in the book. Now they will be down to defend the basement again, and with any luck they won't team kill each other this time. Having that pulse, having that extra C4 to begin with.
Definitely helps in this map. Pulses.
And
not
the extra shotgun.
Need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
It's a big loss for no reason.
Yes. They head on up again. Astonished taking Ghost Riddle and Neptune's right up to the top floor. Not letting him go anywhere without him this time. They got a double reinforced kid's bedroom. What have you got in your sleeve, Pick Your Poison?
Mistakes.
Mistakes? Alright.
I don't know, we'll see.
Broken the trapdoor down into kitchen. They've left one hole in the middle of the 2 reinforces.
Okay, that's not as bad.
Neptune's is reinforcing trapdoors in the meeting hall. Astonished has done the trapdoors at the front lobby. Blood and Glory's done his same stuff at the back end. Upstairs these two go.
Attackers must locate and defuse a bomb. The attackers bomb.
Now they're going to do the reinforce again. Ghost Riddle sealing it up completely. Astonished sitting down the back. What is the plan here? You just going to lurk and just using it for cover, or like, what's the deal here?
Right, that's 3 reinforcements in a really far away spot.
So we'll see. As it is, BCK Havoc's coming in by the garage. The Fighter's still droning up the far end. BCK's drone is coming from the mini tower, where Killer is rappelling on up. He will now be on the same level here as these 2 shotgunners. Cracks open the window. Astonished is in there, and Astonished was on his drone, or the cameras rather, and Killer's granted a free kill because of it. So that's one roaming shotgun completely gone. He might as well have been C4'd by his team. Ghost Rider was now also on the cameras, just inside the other bedroom. He, however, has a little bit more of a warning time for Killer to come in. He's probably got a Valkyrie camera above this window. I suspect didn't see it get placed, but I think it's there. Goes on prone. Havoc had gone up to the kid's bedroom windows and was spraying in through it. Killer now going to drone himself. Does find Ghost Rider prone in that room and survives his drone. C4's going to go out the window by Ash, and Ash will then still peek up and survive it before he gets down the trapdoor. Bum! Two quick free kills for Denial. And suddenly they're once again attacking the basement 5v3. Blood and Glory has already taken a beating, down to half health here in the backside of the site. Watching the very tower, had to pull down one of his barricades. It's killing it. Killer takes out Vandal, DJ, JD as well. C4 coming up the front end will tag Buck, but not kill him from Neptunes. Vandal tried to peek that stairwell first and lost his life. Neptunes just goes to do the same thing and only helps out by destroying the barbed wire that was there. He's got to hold down firm. Neptunes just peeking up and down, ready for it. Blood and Glory has come a bit closer, and if he's not careful here, Neptune's going to stand up into Blood and Glory's peak range. Gotta be on point. What a shot! As soon as Powerful came around the corner, he landed the headshot. Blood and Glory will now try and fight, but as the trapdoor above him is blown, Fighter was there waiting for it, and Denial with a flawless round 6 go up onto map point. So yeah, mistakes. You were about right.
Yeah, I didn't have 3 reinforcements up there. I just didn't see what they could really gain from that one. It didn't, and all it kind of does is prevent them from, you know, they're playing right next to each other in 2 separate rooms, but it sort of prevented them from returning fire in the same direction at all, or it just separated them.
Yeah.
And if Denial pushed one side and killed one of them and then saw the 3 reinforcements, probably go, okay, there's probably another guy on the other side too. We can just assume that one.
Yeah. That and like they droned the entire time at the 2 that were up there.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
We're on their drone, on their own cameras the entire time, so it didn't stop the drones. So the drone just spotted them, and then they were just
killed
dead.
them, and then there was 3 reinforcements upstairs for no reason. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Maybe like they had something cool in theory. Be cool to talk, find out.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can get the theory, right?
What
It's like we run double shotguns upstairs. Shotguns are really good. They try and push where you got shotguns, bang, shoot them down. 2 auto shotguns, brilliant. But it doesn't feel like you'd ever practiced it or tried it before.
Right. This will be a fun thing to take for a spin against the top team on NA right now currently.
Guys, we're having trouble in this game. Let's try something brand new. Shotguns are good. Let's run shotguns.
5 seconds left.
Like, that's all it felt like. Denial now have the basement as a defense. All they have to do is win this, and this is map number 1 finished. Fighter is going to go for a peek outside to construction, but there's nobody there. Gets back in, seals up the back tower. BCK still in the meeting room. They do have 1 trapdoor unreinforced, but the attack is coming in from the outside. And the main lobby. Fighter goes up the back tower. BCK's got himself a little shield now here in the meeting room. Repositions it and edges it towards the other side. Neptune's drone comes in and you've stopped to kill that for a moment.
It is good to see PickYourPoison adapted to the mute very quickly and actually took Thatcher this round too.
Rattle some shots off BCK's backside. He does manage to dodge most of them. The shot's going to come in from the front in a moment though if he's not careful, so he's going to have to be cautious about where he repositions. Does try and shoot through that back door. He gets the right angle, but there's no one out there anymore. Up the tower though, Jaeger is still sitting there, holding down through one of the windows, cautious of what might be coming in above him. Powerful is also on the bottom stairs looking at the next angle, and he does dodge away from Neptune's drone there at the last second. BCK has Havoc open this trapdoor from underneath him though, and he will drop down to safety and get out alive. So now Powerful is watching for Neptune's, but he doesn't need it as Fighter comes down the stairs and shoots him through the wall instead. Now comes down to relieve Powerful of position. He will seal that up behind him, and Denial, with 1.5 minutes on the clock, now have themselves a man advantage and are all down inside the objectives. As Killer gives himself a 2-man advantage, he comes up the front and catches them by surprise. Now above him, there is a Buck, which will get 1 kill for the attacking team. But Buck himself is on next to no health because of it.
It's a solid shot back up through the floor on him. I thought he'd have him.
Yeah. He goes up to the roof and will jump off for the free health in a moment. Everyone in denial just playing very comfortably downstairs now, waiting for the attack to come through. Every second it takes them to
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
revive him. Will be time lost though. BCK up onto the boxes. We'll watch the front stairs. Blood and Glory is going to be the first man down with the diffuser in hand. Astonished though has to try and break the barbed wire, but the Jaeger system, the trophy system, will stop that breach charge from landing. Blood and Glory now going to drone and see what's waiting for him on the inside. 30 seconds on the clock, so it's not much clock time waiting for him. Ghost Radio looking to head on down. BCK just holding firm. They know with 15 seconds they've got to come down in a minute. Here comes Blood and Glory, the shot's coming out. BCK begins to pop a couple of rounds off. Ghost Riddle comes around the corner, will survive to begin with. Blood and Glory won't though as Havoc gets astonished from behind. Now it's all on Ghost Riddle. He's got 6 seconds to come down. He misses Fighter and that will be the end of him. Fighter kills him. Down goes the entirety Pick Your Poison squad. And map number 1 heads over to Denial. 5 rounds to 2. We've seen a few different strategies of this. It's also one of those maps which started out in early days when teams were no good at droning and killing roamers, that you could just run 1 or 2 roamers, one at either end of the map, and decimate teams.
Oh yeah,
because they just couldn't deal with them, they ran out of time, or they'd push and not think about them, and they get flanked and fine. But now
I think that's what scared people away from this map for a long time. But now that teams have like gotten a lot better at attacking and developed that roam play, it's like all but forgotten.
Yeah. But now we're actually starting to see players run 5 men in the basement.
Oh yeah.
Because of how big and open up this basement actually becomes.
Right, I think the teams with the most successful roaming strategies have now, you know, adapted that duo roam play, like Vitality, of course, with but no, we've had a lot of development in both the roam play and the attacking team's ability to get rid of the roam play. Now, but the days of the lone roamer hanging out and decimating teams easily is definitely not really a thing in this map anymore.
No, definitely not an every round thing. Maybe once in a blue moon to catch people by surprise. But
right, you're coming back for that match point win or something like that, and you go toss somebody up in the basement for the first time and the whole map. Or, sorry, toss somebody upstairs.
Yeah. It's also is becoming common now to see teams go for the late roamer. Once you know, like, oh, they're all 5 pushing the bar dropper in the stairs. All right, I'll go up the garage and catch right bang. That's fine. But until you know where they are, no, better stay downstairs. And what are Denial doing? 5 men downstairs. Only 1 reinforcing this end of the church. No, sorry, the others are on the other side. Never mind. Fully reinforce this side of the church. As for blue, just the 1 and a kill hole. Nice. And a second one on the back end, so if he does have to run around the corner, he can run and hide in there and sit there and watch the doorway with a shotgun. So pretty standard in that sense. The tunnel, of course, reinforced up, but has been blown open by the attacking squad. Could be used later on. On that, people coming down the front stairs and cracking open holes through from gold. BCK will move that last bit of barbed wire and bring and put it over here by the tunnel construction, so no one can sprint out of there and catch him by surprise. Now, Fighter. Prone on the floor of the armory, underneath one trapdoor, was firing through towards the stairs doorway. It does reposition away a little bit. As he watches for openings. Ghost Riddle does drone on in, find Killer waiting at the bottom of these tunnel. Feels safe enough to crack down then and open the door up with the shotgun that far away. Astonished up in bar. Gonna start smoking on in, but first of all, he has to get rid of the trophy system. We'll then use that breach charge to take out the barbed wire. Neptune's is now coming from this tunnel at the back and is actually dodging his own team's bullets there. That's Ghost Riddle's shots rattling next to him. He peeks around and starts to crack open some shots through the wall. Maybe if he gets lucky, he'll find Killer in there. He's not lucky though. Blood and Glory up towards the kitchen. Will we have to start shooting holes through the floor there if he wants to go in, using that shotgun down. And Vandal has used his 2 breach charges. So 1 here in bar, 1 in the stockroom.
Attackers have recovered their
They can begin to pressure. Ghost Riddle edging down the tunnel. Denial sent Killer around with the C4 in hand. It doesn't touch him at all as that grenade was thrown from a mile back. He's just waiting for Killer to peek around again. Neptunes, however, has come straight out of the tunnel already and is inside the site. Managed to take down BCK, and at the same time now, Riddle was pushed through from blue, taking down Killer. Havox has been taken out by Vandal on the front stairs. Powerful and Nice Fighter are now the last two men left alive. 20 seconds on the clock. Powerful does take out one. Fighter takes down two. Quick headshots on Neptunes and Ghost Riddle, and it was 5 versus 2 for a second here for the attacking PickYourPoison. But suddenly it's going back the other way. Ash in the backside gets taken down by Fighter, but it's a trade. Powerful now looking for the last man. It turns out he's actually coming behind him. No, he's not. He's in the barbed wire here. You can hear him. He's pushing straight on through. Powerful's ready for it, but can he land the shot? Yes, he can. Denial saved on the cusp of defeat from 5-2. Powerful and Fighter win the round 2 versus 5. Beautiful aim.
And yeah, that's the that is the aim coming to save them there, because their defense was, it had a massive hole in it. They had nobody at all, nobody within earshot, nobody paying attention in any way, shape, or form to the tunnel.
They had BCK close.
Close.
And I think it was more that Neptunes came out and just shot him while running out. And that allowed Neptunes.
Oh, did Neptunes pick up the kill?
Neptunes sprinted in and did kill BCK straight away after coming through the tunnel.
That part.
And then then everyone else clunched from the other sides, and in the confusion of, oh my god, he's got through a tunnel and killed BCK, which they obviously didn't expect. The other guys picked up all their other kills. But then they went, oh crap, that went a lot easier than expected, and we're tripping over each other, like 2 inside blue and coming down to
there was a...
And then in tripping over each other, Fighter just got, a nice lined up pair of headshots again, just like he had on Oregon.
Right. I feel like there was a big period where, for some reason, there should have been a bomb planting and people getting map control on PickYourPoison, and instead they went, wait, we won. Hold on, what do we do?
I think that was it. It was like, all right, we've got it. We've killed BCK. We've killed 2 others, and there's now just Fighter and Powerful left. All right, let's get inside B and plant. And in coming out of this generator room to get inside B and plant, Fighter went, oh, I'm still here, boys. Double headshot, nice and quick. So yeah.
Shouldn't more of us be dead right now? Okay. All right, let's start it.
Yeah. Definitely got in, and it was a beautiful push to get in. To pick up that many kills that quickly, fine, but they just didn't quite seem ready to deal with it afterwards. And very nice job by Fighter and Powerful to secure the win themselves afterwards. Now, however, PickYourPoison got to undo the damage by defending down into the basement themselves. They, of course, have gone upstairs and reinforced the normal trapdoors. They've done the tunnel from construction as well. It's not been blown open yet. Thermite's nowhere close to it. Astonish just in there for a little while with his heartbeat sensor. Still a lot of action going on downstairs by PickYourPoison. Still the only squad to consistently not run a rook. And they will castle up the tunnel at the back instead. Neptunes then is the man inside blue, and let's see, they've got no reinforcers here on blue, so going to be sprayed from all angles. They have got 3 here, and they've done 2 here on gold. It's going to allow a nice easy push down the stairs, and to be fair, there's no barbed wire on the stairs, anything. Anyone that wants to run down the stairs and get in here towards church, that's super easy.
They handed that entire area to the attacking team.
Yeah, that could come back to bite them.
And
it's
again,
where everyone else defends and reinforces and puts resources into, and they've just...
Right, I mean, the theory of getting that perfect timed push is effectively just trying to gain that map control as fast as possible, and they're handing them that whole entire L hallway for free.
Trapdoor in storeroom opened, and Sledge will be above it. Trapdoor in bar going to get open now while the rest of the map is still being droned. Havoc is cracking open the barbed wire in pit and down towards tunnel. Smokes are now coming out towards Fighter's position way early, so he's going to be happy about that. But Ghost Riddle has picked up the first kill. He aggressively went up those front stairs. So, all right, all you off. Good way for leaving those stairs unbarbed wired, not giving the information. Having that camera at the top of it, letting him know when someone's coming, and then aggressively playing with the shotgun instead. So they're working out for them. Now looking for the next couple to come his way. Flashbang's coming down. He knows they're heading this direction. But right now they're still all at the top of the stairs. Sees 3 of them waiting for him. Shots rattling down close, but not close enough. Ash is very close around the corner. He's now going to switch up onto his drone. He sees it come around, Ghost will immediately kill it off. What's your reaction to that? Get back on your camera. Ash is now at the top of the stairs, waiting for Ghost to push around. They know he likes to do this. He's done it once. Who's going to be faster on the trigger? Ghost was smart, not pushing out this time. He's just waiting at a slightly off angle. Fighter will have dropped in and taken out Smoke. No, it's not Smoke, taken out Jaeger. Fighter, where'd you get that kill? Get a second one out of Blood and Glory. He's actually dropped through bar dropper. He gave up on the dropper into stock room, into generator room, sorry. Ghost Rider does push forward and take down Havoc now, and there's a Smoke prone side in generator to take down this very aggressive Sledge push. Ghost Riddle gets up to the top floor to try and catch him out, but BCK's already dropped down into Church. Does get astonished nicely. Killer coming in from blue has taken out the one man, and now that Ghost Riddle drops into the bar dropper himself, and it is Navy SEAL versus Navy SEAL. Killer has no diffuser. He's actually got 3 move speed at this point, and Ghost Riddle is sitting there watching the diffuser itself. No time in the world.
Operators, you are out of time.
And that shotgun play from Ghost Riddle single-handedly holds that round in the bag for Pick Your Poison.
I guess it doesn't matter what they reinforce if they just can't get down to the hallway, huh?
Yep. So, bar and stockroom then Denial's next bomb site of choice. And to be fair, everyone's next bomb site of choice here.
Yep.
Arguably a tougher one to hold here though on Xbox, as we talked about it in the past, and how the long-range firefights are often messy and avoided. Now, the bar is exactly that.
Right.
Lots of long-range shooting, unless you're pushing heavily in from garage and going towards the stockroom. It's always so easy to attack, so we'll find out what the plan is. Trapdoor blown open inside B, and the crawl hole between A and B bomb sites broken as well. That will give them some rotation space outside. I suspect Killer will be playing here inside B with the shotgun. Havoc's reinforcing up the kitchen hallway by A, and they are going to play, and this is one of the 2 options for defending this site. You play people inside the strip club and reinforce it closed, or you play people at the pool table and reinforce it closed. They have reinforced the pool table and are now reinforcing the strip club.
Or maybe they really want to play inside the strip club, or they want privacy.
They're
not doing one side reinforced, just doing the back wall. They've also not reinforced here, behind the bar in the bar, so we'll see if any of this comes back to bite them. They're still putting BCK and Powerful inside strip. They've also gone for a no-rook defense themselves here, Denial. BCK waiting on in. Killer is now heading back towards the lounge area in the B site. That was very nearly his head. Havoc's firing straight across in front. Why walk in front of your teammate? Just walk behind.
Reload.
Some serious drywall work coming up.
Killer then checking his cameras. Powerful watching. BCK still in the strip club with him. Havoc's has had to fall back now. Fighter is just sitting here in the foyer. Killer still on cameras, but they're in the little stock room upstairs. He's probably heard the footsteps of those 2 guys moving around.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Stay clear of the blast.
Now he gets droned down. Didn't hear the drone though, and now he can't
Gotta
see
hear
it. He's
that
exposed
Blackbeard.
his backside, and yeah, Blackbeard is heading right on the other side of the window to him. But he's gone towards the doorway instead. Smoke from Havoc's is there, locking out the kitchen doorway. Valkyrie's shotgun is right on the other side of that window, and neither of them seem to know each other. Havoc's peeking around a little bit, regrets it as he takes a massive beating to the face. Down onto 2 HP. In now from the garage comes Sledge, and he's going to pin onto Killer, who doesn't quite see him around the corner. Shot still rattling across from Blood and Glory to where Smoke used to be, but he is repositioned away now. Sledge has come out because he's got the diffuser. Does drop it for Blood and Glory. Neptune's with the first kill of the round then for the attacking team. He takes Fighter down there in the lobby. Havoc's is still in that same spot now, but he's proned instead. Sledge right in front.
Why?
Dear Lord,
Why?
boys. Ghost Riddle comes in. Grenade goes out after the flashbang. Blood and Glory goes deep with the plant. Sledge is there to cover it from garage. Havoc's has got a kill, but he's downed. He takes Neptune's out. The diffuser goes down, and they get Sledge back outside. Blackbeard is taking a bit of a beating from behind, but he turns around in time to finish it. BCK was downed by JD as well, and now it's only Powerful left standing from a long way away. This 3-armor Kapkan has got to trudge himself across the map. Astonished just outside this door on his drone is seeing exactly where you are. JD coming in from garage, and Astonished stands on up to seal the kill as Powerful runs back towards him after his drone's finished. And Denial torn apart with a push onto B site to give Pick Your Poison the lead.
It's a lot of good angles and positioning by Pick Your Poison, despite a lot of walking in front of each other unnecessarily. And that, I feel even though the basement push is all but figured out at this point, usually typically comes down to timing and, like you said, getting those quick executions on the gunfights. I feel like the rest of this map is still pretty open to how people play it. It's not a lot of the exact same positions. It's not like, we talked about Consulate earlier and Blackbeard always goes to the same window and blah, blah, blah. Like, I feel like there's a lot of this map where players are still kind of just hitting all sorts of different areas. And Pick Your Poison just hit a lot of places that Denial was absolutely not ready for that round.
Attackers have located a bomb.
A lot of getting shot in the side and the back of the heads.
Yep. They also seem to be very, very mobile rather than just holding these angles, holding these tight spots where you know someone's going to come for you.
Right.
It's a lot of running around and getting killed because of it, especially by people in bar when they were just panicking about, oh, there's a Blackbeard, I can't sit here, where do you go?
Right. And if you're playing a team that can outgun you, well, if you can find a way to get the drop on them and shoot them in the side of the head, they can't outgun you that way.
Nope. So, good job, Pick Your Poison. Now they're on defense at the same spot themselves. Can they do a better job of holding it? They've got the hole between A and B opened up. They haven't opened the trapdoor within B, so they've got a little bit more freedom to move, and they've got a castle blocking up the window, or locking up the door right next to it. Ghost Riddle sorts the camera out first, then we'll break the trapdoor. Meanwhile, in the strip club, they've got no one. It's just being droned out by Denial and cleared up. Neptune's sealed it up as well. Blood and Gory's gone down into the basement. Could come up in towards the garage here to catch someone by surprise if they're not careful. Astonished, Neptunes and Ghost Riddle then playing inside B, and Vandal was up in the cash room and is currently just sitting on the cash room stairs. So BCK and Killer come quickly in towards the strip club. And this is a good spot for Blackbeard to sit if they want to fire in and towards the bar after cracking this wall open with thermite. Blackbeard's gone on outside to take out the cameras and it's going to come where, to the pool table window? Yeah. He needs to be very careful of that main lobby while here. I'd almost prefer inside the strip, to be fair. Havox, though, gets a very nice quick kill onto Ghost Riddle, who moved aggressively over towards the strip club. Havox has come in the kitchen and got the kill on him because of it. Pull reinforces on those kitchen walls means he won't be able to breach there with his Ash charge. Now Vandal is making holes here in that lobby entrance, but the Blackbeard is ready for him. It's a couple of big shots into JD's chest. He's now scared to peek again. Back towards the pool table. Killer flashbanging in, but the trophy system will take them out. Neptunes now uses those trophy system sounds to put out a smoke charge. And he's cautious of it. The ceiling off the wall has been thermited open. Blood and Glory still downstairs. JD has got across the gap and is now hedging back towards it. Is he going to get there at the right time to catch Blackbeard by surprise? No, he's being patient for now. Blackbeard's still cautious on the inside. Sledge waiting with the diffuser as Thermite has gone upstairs and now made a hole above. They are really prepping for a plant here on the pool table. Blood and Glory taking that downstairs. Powerful getting the kill. Inside goes Killer. Neptune's now right here behind the bomb. Will just about get the top of Killer's head. As Killer exposes himself to it, but the shot actually comes from JD. What a beautiful one that must have been. Get the kill on Blackbeard from across the bar at the same height. Havox peeking in. He's going to see the side of Neptune's in a minute if he's not careful. Havox, however, gets the front end of Neptune's gun, and he gets Powerful, and JD gets Fighter, and suddenly the last man left is BCK. He's got the diffuser in 30 seconds, but he's got to kill 2 people now. Flashbang. Straight up and over, not bouncing it off from the pool table itself. Neptune's completely deaf and blind on the other side of here, but he's going to start the plant after it wears out. Neptune's going to peek straight up, misses him, he doesn't see him behind the table. Now he comes off the planter, but Neptune's gets a good shot anyway. And in a round which once again should not have been won by the defending team, Neptune steps up and picks up 3 of the kills, and JD with some beautiful shots across the bar in the range that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it was.
Isn't favoured for Xbox.
He hit him just as Blackbeard started to lean and look down, just exposing that tiny pixel on his right side, and managed to find it and put a bullet through it. It was a beautiful shot.
Very well deserved round then for Pick Your Poison, and as a result, they now have a little buffer. 3 rounds to 1 in their favour.
And BCK once again with the, not him specifically, but just we saw yet again the triple flashbangs, and then didn't make another move until they were all but completely worn off.
So many times now we see people throw flashbangs and then expect to see the person they've thrown them at peek afterwards. It's like, what? Why would they peek that? One, they know you're exactly there looking at them if you've just thrown a flashbang at them. 2, if your flashbang has hit, they are blind and deaf. They're not going to peek. It's not a grenade which they're going to get up and run away from.
Right.
So yeah, I don't get it. But it waits for the time to wear off, and that gives the nice peek opportunity for Neptunes and a good secure round. And at the same time, even if he'd have stood up and killed Neptunes in time, JD was sprinting around from behind him and would have been at the window straight afterwards.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Good work there from the Pick Your Poison pair.
Yeah.
So BCK and friends now back down into the basement to defend again of the church. Upstairs, they are once more doing the trapdoors.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Couple of
Attackers' objective is to locate
cameras
a bomb
being placed
and
by
defuse
Killer
it.
as well. We now do have a shield here blocking the bar dropper for Powerful to potentially sit at, and he's got the reinforced wall behind him.
Recovered the diffuser.
Still, of course, fully reinforcing the front edge of the church from stairs. They've got some barbed wire at the bottom of the stairwell itself. Last time, remember, Powerful and Fighter 5v2 successfully won this. Not sure they'll have the same opportunity again. BCK was in the tunnel there, listening for a thermite. Does get droned out there and run away, and we'll seal it on off. Fighter creating kill holes in from the armory towards those front stairs again. And just waiting for the push to come through. But Ghost Rider was got down in towards the pit. He did a lot of work from here before. It was just him versus Killer, the shotgun versus the LAT-5, and he won out big time, which allowed and opened up their initial push. It started out so well for Pick Your Poison. Neptunes, meanwhile, are taking a punch already, and where are you sitting, Neptunes? Yeah, you're outside. You must have taken a hit from the breach charge. Nowhere else he took damage from there. Blood and Glory, inside above the kitchen, is starting to make holes in the floor and just generally shake people up. Astonish is inside bar, and he's got JD here. They escort him in, let him start blowing things open. Going to do the bar drop down first, and has not quite done the stockroom one yet. As Ghost Riddle continues to drone down the corridor with pit and generator. Edges away and make sure he's safe from behind a couple of times over. And you go Powerful, who's looking very close, and normal situations would be seen here from the drop down. But thanks to the shield he has placed, his feet are completely covered. Havoc's, though, playing very close, is trying to put down barbed wire after they've used everything they can to blow it apart, and he does succeed.
Bomb located by attackers.
Ghost Rider once again, still just cautious of the push coming through. Neptune's coming in now as this drone in, looking exactly where Fighter is. Flashbang's over, and it will push Fighter to hide. He does peek around, but Fighter hid from it and does re-peek with a good shot.
Laying down some smoke.
Fighter, such good first bullet shot accuracy. Slowing down the push. Here it is now. Ghost Riddle edging down in towards this tunnel. Killer's there waiting for him. Ash is going to run across in front. He does get the kill. He's killed him, Killer. Like, it shows it in the kill feed, dude. BCK going to peek now because you were not paying attention and finished Astonished off.
What was that?
Blood and Glory now inside kitchen is quickly going to be running out of teammates as Ghost Riddle gets taken out after trading Fighter out, and it's now 3v1. He does have the diffuser, but he's now in a really tough spot. Drops in from bar dropper. Powerful's going to be waiting for him. He is out from behind the shield, and he will be downed by Blood and Glory. Inside church he gets. BCK inside the armory. He just got all the time in the world as he does. Here Havoc's prone behind the corner, but can't get the shot in time. He was running out of time, so all Havoc did was hide until Blood and Glory sprinted into him. And it is another round for
Denial.
Denial.
Of a drop shot. It was a pop shot.
Yeah.
So you found me. Here I am. Off to the side.
Quick update then for our other off-stream game, our first off-stream game. As I mentioned, it was a 5-2 win on the first map for Strictly Business. Second map was then 5-1. So 2-0 Strictly Business over AGG as before, and as always, to be fair, as it feels like I'm saying with AGG, they just cannot find their stride and are having a real tough time
Sorry, bros.
getting any points on the board.
Attackers need to locate.
Back
and
onto
defuse
defense
bombs.
then. Go Pick Your Poison. They still got that round buffer. They just had a couple of shots that didn't really lend their way that last time around. Brilliant shot from Fighter. Ghost Rider, I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to do. Continually shooting Killer's dead body. And then as a result, not being ready for BCK to peek around.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds left.
The Pick Your Poison defense takes hold again. Team
Attackers
trap goes
have
down and
recovered
then
their
trip back
diffuser.
down to the basement.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Full
Attackers
church
drop the
reinforcement.
diffuser.
Blue generators, not so. Still being made. It's the attacking team push on in, and once more drone the entire upper floors and check everything is as clear as they expect it to be. And this does give a little bit more time for defense downstairs. Ghost Riddle dropping a camera now inside the blue corridor. Neptune's making these kill holes in the basement of that wall again, or the bottom half of that wall again, allowing him a shot into church. It did pick him up an important kill last time. Schroeder once more playing aggressively on these stairs. It did work out very nicely for them last time. I'm not entirely sure if it would do the same this time though.
Some serious drywall work coming up.
Why are Neptune, Vandal, and Blood and Glory all looking down the same doorway?
Attackers have
Neptune's
dropped the bomb diffuser.
now going to have to deal with Killer coming in behind him, but he's punching his way through the trap. There's the trapdoor blown from storage. They've already done the bar dropper as well. Now, there's a lot of little movement coming out here from the defending squad. Powerful.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
What?
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
Oh, they were just downing him to revive him.
But he
Attackers
downed him
dropped the
with like
diffuser. A bomb
4
has been
shots from that
located.
Twitch drone.
Guess they wanted 50 health instead of
Attackers
40.
recovered the diffuser.
I suppose so.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
I'd rather take being able to get downed.
Yeah, that's true.
That's,
Okay, BCK then. There, Ghost Riddle with the first kill of the round, does pick up the kill on Ash, aggressively on these stairs again. Powerful, flashbanging down, does force him to turn tail and run.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
They have done a little bit of damage here to Astonished as well as the push coming in from the back tunnel is there, but Vandal will take Fighter out as he drops in from the bar dropper. Powerful followed him down though, taking a little bit onto JD. Powerful's thinking about peeking around, the flashbangs are going off. Powerful very slowly edging out. Killer will grab a kill onto Neptune's in blue, and that gives Powerful a bit more confidence to peek, but he can't do enough damage. Up and above him though, Ghost Rider's about to drop down, and his feet are nipped away by JD, spraying at floor level. Thermite has been downed, but Killer's feet are also getting taken out, and Astonish will peek him from the side. The good answer from Pick Your Poison, rotating to each push one at a time, because they just weren't well timed by Denial this time around.
and that's where I almost was wondering, because they are both really organized teams, if Pick Your Poison might be able to exploit that. If Denial can't get the timing down, Pick Your Poison going to be able to pick up the kills, even if they wouldn't normally win the gunfight. And I mean, Astonished, they're just ankle biting everybody to death. That certainly helps.
So, up to match point, go Pick Your Poison. If they win this, they will secure a single point out of this. And as we saw before, these two teams are already right on top of each other on the standings, and will stay that way if they get a map each. I'm sure they were both coming in, of course, hoping to get that edge above the opponent.
Locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
But we started to see Denial kind of fall apart on this map. They are not playing quite as coherently as they were on Oregon, which is why they won that 5-2. Now looks like they're about to lose this one 5-2.
Well, if you're a team that
Attackers discovered the
believes in
location
your
of a
strong
bomb.
individual gunplay, then this isn't necessarily the map for you. This is the map you'd expect teams like
Attackers have
Vitality
located
to be
the bomb.
excited about, or when we do get that.
Is that the old school fan
Yeah.
Vitality?
Vitality we haven't seen much of this season, but
10 seconds left.
So, once more, Denial setting up a defense inside the bar, which includes
Attackers
players
have recovered
in
their
the strip
diffuser.
club.
Attackers' objective is to defuse the
Havoc's
bomb.
this time around already at the doorway to construction, so he doesn't have to fire straight past his teammate's head. Looks away just as the man was going to come around the corner, but the pre-fire was there as well. And actually, it hits Fighter's Jaeger pretty hard in the chest, taking him down
Probably
to
good
50
he
health.
looked
Yeah, definitely good he looked away.
ADS deployed and ready to go.
Killer once more in this little storeroom. Same as he was before. Blood and Glory once more outside of it, droning on in and checking what's there. Havoc, he sees to the left of the storage shelves. They've opened the window up this time around and they find Killer just inside of it. So he's had to move away. Now he's got to be cautious of looking around there and going through the door. Gets it open. Keeps the shield up while he edges back to reload. Flash banging in. The problem with Blackbeard is this 3 speed is not great for him. Vandal JD though is pushing from the other angle. Killer is turned around. Vandal is just going to peek straight out once that flashbang goes off. Killer comes out of the room but he's completely blind. And it's a free and easy kill. Blood and Glory securing it from behind. Meanwhile, Fighter has been taken out as they pushed in from Garage. Powerful will try and trade back, but JD gets him. He gets Ghost Riddle though. Here's nil 4v2 though for the attacking team. One of them is downed. BCK's got to do all the work. Fighter downed and bleeding inside the bar. Trying to crawl over here to BCK. They're going to go risk for the revive, but it's not going to matter. Ghost Riddle's there. JD getting another couple of kills at the end of the round, and Pick Your Poison with a very swift and quick attack onto that bar. Knew exactly where each member of Pick Your Denial were going to play, and we're ready and waiting for them with a beautiful push in combined from Garage and Construction at the same time. Pincered them straight on down and murdered them all.
Yeah.
So take the map 5 rounds to 2.
Despite being Denial's pick, it seems Pick Your Poison is a far more practiced team on this map.
Yeah.
They felt